What's up, everybody? We
It's
are
real. People
back.
like real.
We're back. It's real. Welcome to the Foul Plugs Moto Show presented by the Collective Experience, obviously, as well as FXR. It's been a minute. It has been a solid while since we've done one of these things. Apologies. But we're back. We've got some cool guests on this week. Of course, this is your favorite Moto pod, your Moto show, where we're talking about all things Moto from an insider's perspective, or so we like to think and kid ourselves. And yeah, basically, we're just bringing you all the cool stuff that me and a bunch of dirt bike nerds want to talk about. This week, we got some dope people on. We've got two of the Moto Academy's finest. And if you haven't heard about the Moto Academy, what are you doing? You're living under a rock. Obviously, started, founded, curated by privateer hero AJ Catanzaro, and he's amassed a really good group around him, people that I love. And the first one we're going to start out with is the one and only Mr. Grant Eckhart. What's up, Grant? How you doing, dude?
How's it going? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm insanely proud of you because you started out as one of our interns, then turned into an intern alumni, working with Jordan Jarvis, who is near and dear to all of our hearts. And now, dude, you're full
Yes,
time big boy with the Moto Academy, man.
full time, double
Full
time.
time, double. How's it feel, man? Is it pretty cool to have the full fledged industry gig?
Yeah, it's sick. It's cool to be able to really like officially be like in it,
Yeah.
getting to travel around and do all that type of cool stuff. It's a blast. It's a lot of work, but it's a blast.
And one of the best parts is you get to talk to this handsome man who's next to you, Mr. Silky Mitts himself.
Hmm.
This guy could not be any more special in my heart, Mr. Jackson. What's up, dude?
What's up, boys?
How you
Grant, it's
feeling?
so good to have Grant on the team. I'm feeling great. Feeling great. I'm officially I quit my job too, so I'm full time Moto Academy. This is all new,
Risky,
but
It's all we do.
pretty big deal. It's all we do
risky,
now. But
risky
it's
business.
great. It's great. We love having Grant on board now because
Mhm.
see, Cam was a little too smart. All right. So we'd be out filming somewhere and I'd be like, hey, Cam, let's go shoot this thing really quick. It'll be funny. It won't be worth it. And AJ will say no and it'll never see the light of day. And Cam would be like, I'm not going to shoot that. But Grant doesn't know to say no yet. So he's just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
all
break,
in.
you'll break them in. You'll start to realize when you can and can't say no. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, these two dudes comprise part of the team for Moto Academy, which, if you guys haven't, check it out, please. They're a big supporter of what we do at the Collective. We're always doing partnerships. And usually when I'm home, I'm crashing at AJ's. So that's always fun. So we're just going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So, first, obviously, 2024 is right around the corner. We have Supercross kicking off in like less than a month, pretty much. Give me some of you guys' favorite highlights from 2023. Mr. Jackson, we'll start with you. What has been one of your favorite highlights from the season so far?
Man, personally, I don't know. For me, I love like someone living up to the expectation. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm all aboard the Deegan train.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
100%.
all over the
Hmm.
Deegan train. I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
that. I loved everything that happened, including the fact that he didn't win either of the major titles. That's still he's got that chip on his shoulder heading into year two.
Yeah.
That it
Yeah.
didn't come too easy to him,
Hmm.
and but he's there, and he's the
Yeah.
guy to beat. I love that.
I was talking to somebody about that. Like, it's almost better that he didn't win because now we're going to see a Deegan that's so much more focused and like just full of just piss and vinegar when he's out there. And I'm here for it. I'm stoked. This dude's going to go off in 24. I guarantee you, like you will see some fireworks come in that lights class. So that's going to be pretty dope. But yeah, it's really rare that we see a rookie live up to the hype. It's so many times we've seen KTM and gas riders not trying to throw him under the bus or anything over the years, like the last 10 years that have, and others that have not lived up to the hype. And it's been really like a bummer to see because you like these kids and amateurs. They're super fast, but then nothing happens when they go pro, all the pressure, blah, blah, blah. But Deegan seems to be immune to that, which is pretty cool. And I hope the trajectory goes upward. Let's see, Grant, what was one for you, man?
Jackson definitely took mine. I've been kind of following the Deegan's YouTube channel, so
You know, there's
that was
other fast
cool.
riders too, man. We got like 80 on the
Yeah,
gate, between two classes.
no, but other than that, um, it was cool to see Jet like kind of not kind of sweep the outdoors and then do super good in SMX because it
Yeah,
like yeah he was good, but you never really know how someone's gonna stack up in the 450s, and he
yeah,
just like destroyed everybody, which was pretty
yeah.
cool. Even though he's kind of like I don't want to say overhyped, but like that's all everybody talks about nowadays.
Mm.
But that was pretty cool to see because people don't realize how much work that takes, and just how much skill to smoke all the 450s like that.
And
Yeah,
how much
like,
luck, even like not even
yes,
like get rid of like skill in that, but just the fact that your bike like a chain
doesn't
didn't
blow.
snap in
Yeah,
24 motos.
yeah,
Like it's
exactly.
crazy.
Nobody runs across the track on you. Nobody's like bike piles up in front of you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
all that stuff. So many things have to go right. Like it's insane to me that he's had such a good season. But yeah, I got to agree with that one too, Grant. Honestly, like you guys kind of took my top ones, but one thing that no one talked about this year was I feel like this is the first year, and all of us, being at the races all the time, stuff like that, we can kind of see this a little bit more than the people at home. But the tracks were actually pretty solid this year. If you look at Supercross, SMX, and outdoors, prep was probably one of the best we've seen for outdoors. Barring some tracks are obviously always going to be super like blue grooved or hard pack or chunky or whatever, right? Supercross layout, nothing was really that boring. I don't think I watched a race in Supercross where I was like, oh my gosh, come on. It's one line. This is super boring, blah, blah, blah. Everything looked like pretty fun. Like I would literally watching it, it made me want to go out there and ride, which never happens. So that was pretty dope. And then the SMX tracks were pretty dope. I thought they threw in some cool elements in there, some sand senders, some either or sections, keep it a little bit more interesting, which is what this whole thing was supposed to be about anyway. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, even how SMX, like the riders, I mean, the amount that they complained about bike setups shows that it was a good track layout. That
Yeah.
it wasn't figured out after free practice. It
Mhm.
wasn't, they didn't have it dialed after track walk of how the
Yeah,
bike should be set up and all that. Like they had to fight all weekend, and it made a difference for a lot of guys.
I think so. How about
yeah.
you, Grant?
It's amazing like what happens when you put like a wide open track or like a outdoor speed track, and then you put in some like steep, pointy rhythm sections. Like it just throws them all off. Um, which yeah, that was cool to every. I don't think like one interview, one anything. Nobody liked their bike. Nobody had like a good setup,
Yeah,
which which is cool because like going forward, it's going to be cool to see next year.
yeah.
Obviously, now they have data from the first rounds. It's going to be interesting to see next year, like if somebody else figured something out
Mm.
that like will bump them up to the top of the board, or how that's going to play out. Um, and I thought the Coliseum was like so awesome. I remember watching videos of the Coliseum like way back when. It was before my time. Obviously, I never went to any of those races, but seeing it come back was really cool.
No, most definitely. Coliseum's
Dude,
that's
I got a funny story.
what's that? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There's a bit
Mm.
of a delay. So I'll never forget watching the LA Coliseum the final race, the stadium race,
Mhm.
because I do, for those who don't know, I do stand up comedy, and I
Now,
got
hold on.
asked to open.
Jackson does great stand-up comedy. He is being humble. The clips that he sends me, hilarious. Hilarious. You just got to start throwing in some black jokes, dude, and you'll be more famous than Matt Rife. I promise you.
Dude, they're there. I just don't send them to you. I I send those to Grant. And he
That's
says, "Yeah,
hilarious.
looks good, man." But so I got asked to open in my hometown in the theater that's here, which is a
Mhm.
pretty big deal for me. I was pretty excited. Like, there's this traveling Canadian comedian. I won't say his name because it was his show was so bad, and I like he invited me out, and I was very gracious. I was very happy. I was very honored. And I was like,
Mhm.
thank you so much for the opportunity. I watched like 15 minutes of his set and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then I remembered, I was like, SMX is the finals tonight. So I just went back to the green room and watched the rest of the race.
Holy crap.
and
Sheesh.
then so we left after the show. We went to a local watering hole to like kind of just have the hangout after the show, and I
Yeah.
put on, I mean, a master class in bullshitting my way through pretending that I had watched his whole set because he
Oh
was
my
asking
God.
me questions about like what I thought about this joke, what did I think about this when he talked to the crowd, and I was like, oh yeah, no, it sounds, you did great. I thought, like, just,
Awesome.
dude, I had no idea what he was talking about. Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's funny. Just
Wow.
pieced out.
Yeah, right. See you later. Oh my gosh. No, it was super cool seeing the Coliseum come back because like you said, Grant, I think all of us were too young to actually see like legit races at the Coliseum that were, super memorable.
Yeah.
So no, that was actually really, really cool. I love seeing like almost like that rebirth, refresh, but it was also so old that it was kind of new. The whole deal kind of set me in the right direction when it comes to getting ready for Supercross. And speaking of that, you guys are going to be out at a bunch of races, I'm sure, grabbing content with the Moto Academy team. So 2024 is rolling around, and Grant, you're coming on board for content and videography. What other responsibilities do you have with the Moto Academy, and like what are you looking forward to doing with the group for 2024?
So like filming and everything, that takes up like about 110% of my capability. But other than that, I was informed that I'm responsible for finding a place to eat after every Supercross round, which is
Okay.
probably not going to be easy at like 2 in the morning.
Nope.
But yeah, that other than filming, that's a big responsibility for this year, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. And Jackson, you're just a jack of all trades, dude. You're social, you're a wrangler, you're a parent to everyone at some point in the whole Mode Academy. You're a morale booster. What are going to be some of your things that you're looking
Yeah.
forward to and that you're doing for 2024?
Yeah, I'm stuck up in the Great White North. So I'm a little more, it's a little more selective which rounds I can get to.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be there for all of them, sadly. But I'm going to try to get to as many. I might need some people's help. Reach out and tell me which rounds are the ones that are must sees, because we'll be there at A1, which I'll be excited for because that'll be my first time at an Anaheim one. But outside of that, I was thinking Nashville. Nashville looks like a fun time.
That's a
We're
good
going to try
one.
to do another kind of team trip and like giveaway promotion with tied into both Anaheim one and Salt Lake City, kind of bookending the series.
Nice.
So that should be cool.
Yeah.
And but yeah, outside of that, I'm not really sure what to get to. I was hoping for another Jersey one. The Jersey was pretty fun, but we'll see.
I think Boston's more fun than Jersey in my opinion. I don't know if
Yeah,
Grant
Okay.
feels the same, but I think Boston's more fun.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah,
it's closer
it
to our
definitely.
houses. So. I like
It's
that.
That's what it
it's
is. There
closer,
it
and
is.
yeah, Jersey. There's just a lot going on in New Jersey. I don't know. It's just really busy.
And it's hard to get to. Like, there's nothing around that area.
Yeah,
You're in
exactly.
an industrial park. Traffic's awful. It takes you like an hour to go 10 minutes. Like, it's such a pain.
Yeah,
I know.
didn't
I
you
know.
like
I know.
get
I'm whining
rerouted
right
and
now.
land in didn't you land in Manhattan or something? Like you got rerouted. You weren't there until like 3 a.m. Saturday morning.
Dude, so I was supposed to fly into Bradley in Connecticut, grab borrow my brother's car, and then go drive down in the morning, be there for like 7 or 8. It's like a 2 hour drive, nothing, or less than 2 hours, nothing too crazy. They canceled my flight. I had to ask them to fly me into LaGuardia, which I thought was even better, but it wasn't. Got the worst flight out, got delayed, landed super late, and I was like, crap, I don't have a hotel. I had to call my buddy in Queens, have him come pick me up so I can stay at his house, but then we had to find a place that was open for food, and then I had to Uber the next morning super early. It took me a 2 hour Uber ride to go like 20, 30 miles. Dude, it was absolutely insane.
I remember I was filming for David Pulley, and you were just like nowhere to be found all weekend. It was like
Yeah, it was.
we're like trying to text you and everything. And you're like, I'm on the way, I'm on the way. And like, yeah, we're into the night show Saturday, and I think you just finally showed up.
Yeah, he didn't even make the race. He was at the mall, the Jersey Big America Mall there, just checking out the snow bunnies.
Yeah, you know my weakness.
Uh,
That's exactly what it
we're,
is.
wait, were you, Dave? Were you there yet when we were trying to get dinner and there's like this street vendor like on the other
Yes,
side of the fence from the pits, and we
dude.
had him like throwing food over
Throwing
the
food over.
fence.
You're throwing like $20 bills, or you're throwing food back.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that was
just
funny.
like everybody, all the privateers were just eating like the weirdest, like what even was it? It couldn't have
I
been healthy.
I think it was like Peruvian food that was super deep fried.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was crazy deep fried, but yeah, it was,
Uh,
dude. It was wild. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to the races this year. I'm looking forward to Tennessee, obviously, one that's closer to all of us. Boston, Alabama looks like it's going to be pretty cool. All of the East Coast rounds are always like, A1's always a good time, but Cali tracks and me, I don't know. I like this. I like Supercross on the East Coast better, and of course all the Texas rounds that we have because I can just drive to those. So I can sleep in this bed in this house and then just drive down to Houston and up to Dallas, which is really nice. Um, but what are some predictions that you guys have for this upcoming season? So we've got a lot of new riders switching colors. We've got Chase Sexton going to KTM. We've got Joe Shimoda going to Honda. We've got Kitchen going to the PC team. Who do you think out of the guys that have switched will have the best year in 2024? Grant, we'll start with you, man.
the best year. Man, I would have said Cooper Webb before Paris, but he
Mm,
he didn't look that good. Oh man. And I mean, other than that, the fastest is Sexton, obviously. So I'd probably have to say Sexton, but if you
mm,
would have asked me that a couple weeks ago, I would have said Webb for sure.
mm.
Um, but yeah, Cooper. I don't know. Cooper Webb just didn't. He just looked. I don't know, almost like he wasn't trying or something. But I don't know if
Yeah.
he hadn't been riding the bike much, or if they're still figuring stuff out. Um, but I think that the KTM is gonna benefit Sexton. They seem to have gotten it figured out in the whoops a little bit the last couple of years. So I think he'll be able to do pretty good on that as long as he can keep it upright.
Yeah, I don't know. For the KTM intro, Chase looked like he really had it together, man. He looked super smooth. Obviously, it's a track that he's been riding
Yeah.
for 2 months or whatever. But he seemed to be really dialed in, super low R's, really smooth movements. He's always had like flawless technique, but just something about the way that he's charging looks a bit more like Dungy esque, which I think is you have to ride the KTM that way
Hmm.
for it to work well for you. And he looks good to me. I will say thing about Webb is, dude, you never count that dude out. Like he may look like he is struggling in the
Exactly.
first half. He will rally, dude, and come back and just lay waste to everybody, lay a spanking on everyone. So I'm apprehensive to say I don't know if he's gonna do good because the dude always like contradicts what everyone thinks he's gonna do, which is kind of cool. He's ridden the Yamaha before. I think he's even won on the Yamaha in the 450 class, obviously 250 years back. But I think he's gonna do something pretty cool when it comes to the 450 class. It'll be really weird dynamics, however, with Tomac being there also, and they were kind of I don't want to say rivals, but they battle a little bit, right? And you got to see who's gonna rise to the occasion and be the leader. Both those guys have multiple titles. Both those guys are forces to be reckoned with on the track and think that they deserve the top spot. So I'm gonna be glued into the Yamaha team behind the scenes and in the pits, trying to see if there's any fireworks or any clashing. That way, Jackson and I can be Mr. and Mrs. TMZ. Let you figure out who's going to be the misses for that one. but it should be a good time.
Oh, we know. Uh, we I feel like this the sleeper play there is Hunter. I think Hunter on the 450. I think he's going to be like kind of that Chad Reed style where it's like it's never flashy. It's never like
Hmm.
stringing together a bunch of wins, but it might just be
Hmm.
second and thirds every weekend. And, no matter what, he's there at the end of the year. I think, like, I know he hasn't done much time on the 450, but man, like he looked good in Paris. And that's with a late decision to say, we're going 450 this year. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I think I think he's going to be there.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be super cool. I wonder if this bike suits him better than the 250 does, even. You know what I mean? Because there's some guys that when they get on the 450, they really come alive. And I think that might be Hunter. We might be able to see him scrap with his little bro a little bit more frequently. Just my opinion. Just one good-looking, humble man's
Yeah, I
opinion.
mean, based off of based off of the race in Paris, yeah, they were. I mean, they were going at it. Jet was
Yeah.
definitely a little bit better, but I mean, you got to
I
think
mean,
they ride together, so they're going
Yeah,
to be
Jet's
close.
still the man. Jet's
Yeah.
still the man. Like that's what it is.
Hmm.
But we'll see. It's kind of hard. Like I know that it's crazy that it's like it's the sports world. Like Cooper Webb and Eli Tomac are barely older than us, and they're probably quite a few years younger than Dave. I'm not sure, but
I'm
it's
young.
like they're right in that zone. But it's crazy that it's like they're like the not just veterans, they're like old veterans of the sport.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll really Webb especially. I don't know if he'll push it if it's not there. You
Mm.
know, just watching where he is in his career, like it felt like to me if the Yamaha ride wasn't there, he might have just retired. With things not working out at
Mm.
KTM, and if there wasn't a spot anywhere else, I feel like it's like he might be trying to get that late career bump that Eli got on the Yamaha. But I just think
Mm.
with the young talent that we have, and then Roxon is always. I hope he's there, but we'll
Mhm.
see. But I don't know. I think it's pretty hard. No matter what bike you give Sexton, I think it's pretty hard to stop that train from rolling because he's got it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. That one's gonna be good. I think Sexton's gonna really take a lot of the criticism he got this year, which was a lot, and use that to kind of fuel the fire a little bit and refine himself. I want to switch gears a little bit to 250s. We've got, like I said, a couple guys switching brands. Who do you guys think? And we can make this our segment that we typically do, where we do predictions up for next year. I forget what we call it because we haven't done this in a while. So insert title right here. For those who are watching on the show, that one's going to be presented by FXR and the great people at Flow Vision Goggles. So predictions for 250s. Who do you guys think will have a better 2024? Joe Shimoda making the switch to the Honda, or do you think it's going to be Levi Kitchen making the switch to the PC bikes? We'll start with you, Grant.
Um, Boy, that's a really good question.
I know it
Uh,
is.
I'd probably have to go with Levi Kitchen.
Okay.
I feel like last year he had like his best rides were like wins, like walk away wins. So I think that there's a possibility that the new bike could bring that out more often.
Hmm.
Um, of course, it could go the other way. It could be absolutely garbage. But if you're just, that's my guess, my prediction. I think that could be a good change for him, and I think that could bump him up to where his super good best rides are kind of more common average rides rather than just like two or three times a season.
Hmm. What do you think, Jackson?
I hope that in general, I hope that PC is a stronger team this year. I hope they can keep it together. I feel like like Pro Circuit, the 250 team at Pro Circuit Kawasaki, to me,
Mhm.
it's like the Yankees. It's
Mm,
like
yeah.
it's like the Lakers. It's like the sport does better when those teams do better. So
Yes.
like I hope they can get it together in general. Like I hope the other guys can stay healthy. I
Hmm.
mean, you got to think that this is like a last shot for guys like Forkner and like the rest of the PC crew that's still there. So I hope that Kitchen has a good year. And at the same time, I feel like deja vu with Shimoda because he ended 21 so strong heading into 22, and then
Mm,
22 it seemed to just like reset, and then again, he did good at the SMX round, so it feels like I'm kind of falling for that bait again. It's like Shimoda might be that dude, but like it remains to be
yeah.
seen. But I mean, I feel like he would suit that bike.
Mm-hmm.
Just to talk about just the platform in general, I find the Honda, the reason it's the same as like the reason why I don't really like it personally is it feels very small and light, like it's very skinny, and I feel like with Joe's frame he might be able to manhandle that thing around a little bit more. But
Mm.
I mean, I'm hoping that they both have good years, but just in general, I hope PC just gets it together.
Same. And I think we're all from that era when PC was like the team. Like the way that Yamaha is reeling off wins, every title you think it's probably going to be a Yamaha win. That was PC, like back in the day, or not to say back in the
Yeah.
day, but like maybe like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. And like I remember those days vividly with like Villapoto and Townley and like Dean Wilson on those bikes and even Baggett. Like
And
those
then like,
bikes
yeah,
were just
Cincerillo.
Cirillo, those bikes were just light years ahead of everyone else. And now that's kind of where Yamaha is. So let me ask you guys this. Do you think that Kitchen will feel a difference from the Kawi to the Yamaha when it comes to motor? Because everyone always says that those Yamahas are rocket ships. Do you think the difference in motor, if there is one, because Mitch Payton's a mastermind when it comes to motor development, do you think that that's going to be a hindrance to Kitchen at all? Mr. Jackson, we'll lead with you, man.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I uh I don't know because I think the newer Yamahas that I've gotten to ride some 23 and 24s,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like they'd almost be worse for Supercross because they do a lot more freewheeling. So I
Ah.
know, like, their engines are not what we ride, blah blah
Mhm.
blah, all the context you need to tune it up and everything. But just as a platform itself, it's a much freer feeling engine, and I feel like the Cowie that it might be easier to ride Supercross if you can stay healthy and get rid of the curse that seems to be on that team. But I feel like for outdoors is a different story.
Mhm.
Like you saw like Deegan pulling Shimoda on the hills at Washougal and that, like,
Yeah.
unreal. But I don't know. Supercross might be a different story.
Yeah. I, I, c- I don't know what to think. What do you think, Grant? Because I'm almost at a loss for words for that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Mitch will definitely have the motors dialed in, especially
Mhm.
if if Levi going over there is a semi decent tester. He might be able to help Mitch with getting their bike, their engine closer to Yamaha's bike.
Mhm.
Depending on how much feedback Levi can give him. But I think I don't know. All the bikes are so good nowadays. Outside of the start, which Levi needs to work on anyway. He had more terrible starts last year than good starts, so he needs to dial those in. And then, I mean, even if he starts in the top five, he's good enough to where definitely in Supercross where all the bikes are so good. It comes down to more skill.
Mhm.
Um, because outside of like some quad or something, they're not running the 250s like all the way to their max potential. They're pretty close, but that little bit extra that the Yamaha has isn't going to make too big of a difference, I don't think, outside of
Mhm.
the, once you get past the first corner.
I'm really curious. That's going to be one of the things that I'm going to be like looking out for. come A1 and see
Yeah.
if Kitchen can still, put it together, and if there's a really big difference in that motor, because you'll be able to tell pretty easily, and just from my
Yeah.
humble
No,
opinion.
it'll, yeah, the first couple starts you'll be able to see what it's like. But no, I think Mitch will have those bikes dialed in. I think Kitchen's going to do good this year.
I'm super curious. I want to change it up a little bit more and ask you guys this question that I always ask everybody that becomes industry insiders, which you both are. So obviously, when we're all growing up watching Supercross, motocross, it looks like it's one way behind in the paddock, behind the gate, all this other stuff. What is something or some things that you guys have experienced or that you found out about the industry that you had no idea about or completely were wrong about or change your perception of racing at the pro level? Jackson, we'll start with you, man. Like, what is some things that like you were like, holy crap, I had no idea it was like that?
This is like kind of a two-edged sword because I think it's what's so cool about our sport, but it's
Yeah,
also it's like, dude, what are we doing? But like the level of like I feel like I've been to football games at some of these stadiums, and it's easier to get in as like an industry person to like VIP areas at a motocross race than it is to just get into a football game as a fan with a paid ticket. Like it's crazy like the amount of access that like Joe Blow has to like literally the premier racers of our sport. Like it's insane to think that like I coming from Supercross, I don't think I could go to an F1 race and be within 200 feet of Max Verstappen. But on Friday
yeah,
at my first Supercross as like a person, I my Uber driver dropped me off at the wrong end of the parking lot where the pits were. And I was like looking, I could see the semi where you actually get your pass and get in. I looked and I was like, I'm not walking all the way over. So I just walked along the like metal fence and there was a big hole in it. And I walked into the Star Yamaha tent. Like my first experience ever was just literally like walking between the Star Yamaha semis, going through the tent. I turn the corner and Hayden and Brian are standing there. And Brian gives me like who are you? What are you doing? And I was like, don't worry about it. And I just kept walking. And they were like, all right. And it's crazy that it's like, this is the premiere of our sport. And I mean, take that what you will, listeners to this show. Dude, if you had I mean, like the old rule is like, put on a safety vest, a hard hat, and carry a ladder. You can get in anywhere. You barely need a safety vest, and you could get backstage in the pits pretty easily.
You just need a camera. You just need a camera.
Yeah, just say
cameras.
you're with the Collective X, and they're just like, oh, that Yahoo, and they just wave you right through. They're just like,
They'll say, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that," and they'll let you just
Yeah.
go by. Uh, how about for you, Grant?
There's been um well so just like continuing off of what Jackson just said, this year I was able to get photo vests through Jordan because at every race I went to. But the last 2 years, I just had like a pit pass, like a not a mechanics pass, but like a team pass for Jordan because she all the outdoors around here I went and filmed for. But there twice went down to the track entrance with the camera and just walked right through. Nope, nobody said anything, and it was I definitely shouldn't have been there. And that's all you need is just a camera, and you're in. Like there's somebody sent me one of my buddies sent me a picture of the TV. Like he was at Unadilla, like the landing of Sky Shot. I was standing to the right of it. Like all the other photo guys have like the actual vest on. I just had my 125 photography shirt. I was like 5 feet to the side of the track just filming. My buddy paused it and sent me a picture. He's like, "Hey, is this you?" I'm like, "Yep." And no photo vest, nothing. And nobody said anything. So if you really want to get in there and get a good seat, just walk straight through with a camera rig, and you're in.
There you go. It
Um,
only costs you what, like 15 grand for the
yeah,
camera setup, but it's all good.
yeah.
yeah, but then
That's worth
then
it.
you're good for the rest of your life.
That's worth it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Uh,
Also, Grant, you don't blend
But
in, dude.
man,
You're like 8 feet tall than everybody else around you.
yeah, no, you just gotta act like you're supposed to be there. Just don't like the track workers. You just walk past like they're not even there, and they don't say anything, or you just give
Yeah.
them a little good morning, hello, and you're good. But yeah, you don't even have to really blend in. Just act like you're supposed to be there. But something else that I learned about the
Dude,
industry, I don't know, it probably
I didn't know that I like got set up pretty much by AJ's team
Uh-huh.
because part of like me going to Jersey, I wanted to be like out for track walk. Like I was like, is that a possibility? They're like, oh yeah, for sure. And they had like a track walk pass from the year before with like the picture covered up.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, just come with us and just like don't make eye contact, just walk through. And I was like, cool. I got stopped. The guy started looking at it. They just kept walking. They just left me there and just kept going. So this guy's like grilling me. He's like, where'd you get this? And I was like, my team gave it to me. I've never done this before. This is my first weekend. And
Yeah.
they came back out after track walk. And their first question was like, did Jackson get kicked out? We thought that might happen. So literally like the first 5 minutes of me being there, they were like, yeah, last time we tried that, the guy got kicked out. So anyway, I'm glad you're not. And I was just like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
that's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's funny. Dude, I purposely, people are going to hate me for this. I purposely don't want to go on track walk. Like I've been for years, but I don't want to go back anymore because it gets my shoes too dirty. And I only want to pack one pair of shoes in my suitcase. People are like, are you doing track walk? I'm like, nah, I don't want to get these Vans dirty. They're like, like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I don't
I
want to get my
destroyed
dress
a
all
pair of
dirty.
Just
I
go steal
destroyed a
one of
pair of
your
Vans at
collective X. Go steal one of your collective X riders' boots.
Yeah,
Be
and
out
just
there
do
in some
that.
A stars.
that's a good
Are those
idea.
mine?
Take the
No,
boots.
no, they're not.
Exactly. I'll just do
They're
that.
Jordan Jarvis's.
Oh gosh, oh, that's funny. And if you guys at home or anyone listening or watching want to experience all of that without going the sketchy ways that we do sometimes, check out thecollectivexp.com where we can be your personal liaisons and help you get your start in the sport, go behind the scenes like never before with unparalleled access. You can hang out with guys such as these that I'm talking to right now, Grant and Jackson, as well as your top most favorite beloved riders, their teams, their rigs, all of it is super worth it. And the funding that we raise goes right back to the teams and riders who make the sport what it is. We thank everyone who supported it so far, like Jackson, like Grant and his family, the Moto Academy crew, all of our amazing sponsors, FXR, EVS, Flow Vision Goggles, Speed in Sport Adventures, as well as Moto Tape, and of course, Evans Power Coolant. We thank everybody for hopping on board and supporting us, and we want to support you too. So head to thecollectivexp.com, sign up for our 2024 program, which should be out by the time this thing cuts, hopefully. So we shall see. Fellas, one thing that you know
Do
about
it.
me is that
Do it up, people.
yeah, there we go. Grant's telling you to do it. Grant's very familiar with the program. So one thing that
Yeah,
you
it's
know
a great
about me
program.
is that I always like to go out there and look flashy fly and fresh and all the cool words that the kids don't use anymore. And I love a good solid kit, love a good setup, courtesy of FXR. I'm not that fast on a motorcycle, but boy, do I look good riding one. And that takes me into our other segment, which is our drip check. So drip check is basically who do you think had one of the most standout kits, either a race before, a season, outdoors Supercross, or for the whole year. So since we're doing a more of a wrap up sort of deal, let's go who you guys think had the coolest kit of 2023. It could be any rider, any brand, any team. Bonus points if you get FXR riders. But we're gonna see what you guys thought as the big standouts. So Jackson, you first, man. Who had one of the sickest kits of 2023?
I'm going with just as a team, honestly, and it's a two-way tie for me. But
Uh-huh.
Club MX
Ooh,
with the FXR kits, and
like it.
I loved the Troy Lee gas kits throughout the year. I thought they looked
Mm,
phenomenal.
I have.
I mean, if I were to just pick a factory team that I'd want to look
Mm,
like, it's
yeah,
it's the Troy Lee gas team. But the Club MX, I love the different style of Yamahas, the
yeah.
different colors. It feels like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was this year that they kind of went away from like that teal blue. But I
Yeah.
like, and like they had a lot more white. Like it feels like 2 years
Mm.
ago, and I like that.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see how it goes with the new Triumph team, though, because they're
Oh.
here. So
Yeah.
what are we getting? What's matching up with those bikes? That'll
Yeah.
be cool.
I think for like promo stuff, they're matched up with A stars, but I don't know if that's across the board for their GP and their US guys. So who knows? Maybe another brand deal will pop off that's separate from that one. Maybe that one's only for like commercial promotion or something like that. But that's going to be interesting. One thing I do have a gripe with is the Gas team. Talk to your boy Justin Barsha about that like gear being too tight because I'm seeing things I don't want to see. So, dude, I think that gear
He was going to be my lick hit though.
dude,
it's not tight
I
enough.
think it's dope. I think the print is fire. Justin Barsha is my boy, dude. He kicked my ass racing for years when we were doing D34 and all that other stuff. Love watching him ride. Huge Barsha fan. But buddy, loosen up them pants, hey, because it ain't working. It ain't working for me, dude. I'm sure I'm pissing off a ton of girls out there. But
if you're banging bars the way Barsha bangs bars in the corners, all right, you can't have anything loose, anything hanging off. Everything's got to be in one spot. It's got to stay there. All right.
Okay.
You got to know that it's going to stay exactly where you put it, and there can't be any room for error. It's all calculated.
It's like in shop class when they told you not to have any loose sleeves when you're working around the dangerous equipment. Yeah, Barsha's the dangerous equipment.
Yeah, he's the buzzsaw. He's going to saw your front tire off.
He's the buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Okay, those are good picks. What do you think, Grant?
Yeah, so I forget what round it was, but Barsha had this. It was a white kit, and there was like a cool design on it. I wish I knew what round it was from exactly, but I remember that going with the red bike, and it was like by far the sickest kit I saw all year. And other than that, I mean, I'm a little biased, but my kit this year at Sandali, my fresh graphics kit and the all red gear I had, it was pretty sick. So one of the two, either Barsha or me.
I like how you slid that in there. Yeah. So Grant's also pro, which he doesn't tell anybody. This dude literally is crazy stupid fast. You're pro. Okay, you're fast enough. I don't want to hear it. This dude rips.
Canada doesn't count.
Yeah, he's a pro racer. He's a pro racer like I'm a pro comic because we only perform in Canada.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, these guys tell you Grant's super fast. I mean, he just threw that out there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to do a pro Canadian national." I'm like, "Okay, we're pretty fast then, right?" No, you don't hear me and Jackson going like, "You know what we should do? We're bored. Let's go do a Canadian national." Wild.
Nah, I barely qualified anyway. It's next year. I'm gonna need a collective experienced mechanic and filmer up there. So we're gonna need some people to get on the program.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make it happen. We'll get Jackson to qualify too. We'll figure that out.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
We'll grease some palms, dude. We'll grease some palms and get them in the night show.
Yeah.
You just gotta get fast for one lap.
Just a quick little sex change, and I am in the right class, and then we're dialed.
Could you imagine if you did that, dude? The publicity, the amount of hate.
Yeah, like if I don't have to go full chop, I'll do it. Like I'll think about it honestly.
Become like the fastest female racer of all time. Just Jackson just roiding up every day. Dude, our girl JJ would still kick your ass. Don't worry.
Oh, she would. But I mean,
she's fast.
There 40 of her.
Dude, I can still podium. Dude, top
you said qualify. You said qualify.
I like that. Are there 40 of her? Dude, that'd be so funny if you tried that and just got gently waxed the whole entire day. Got pummeled by every single chick out there.
You could probably get in the race. It's a pretty loose program.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you think the American Supercross pits are a loose program, the Canadian Nationals are as loose
Oh
as it
my
gets.
God.
Oh,
I got
geez.
I got a funny story about that. So I think it was, I can't remember if it was first moto or second moto at Sandali. It was an absolute mud fest. I think it was before second moto. Yeah, it was. Um, I was trying to get my bike washed. I like borrowed one of the factory team's pressure washer, but I was super late getting back to the gate and I missed my pick. And the lady like running the clipboard, she's like she's like, "Yeah, I already called you. Go to the back of the line." So I was like pick like 39 and I think I finished the moto and like it wasn't a great finish. I think I got like 29th, but I still lost like ten picks. So we're going to the gate, lining up, and this dude comes in like super late. Like we're going to the gate and he's just getting in, and she lets him like cut halfway in between the line just because he was Canadian. Like she knew him. She knew him like by like he wasn't a top rider. He was the back of the pack, but she's like, "Hey, so and so, like, yeah, you're good. Just right in here, just middle of the line." That would never happen in the States. It
Oh,
was
could you
funny but
no,
annoying
dude,
at the
the
time. But it's like,
protest?
yeah, oh
That'd
yeah,
be insane.
yeah, just like
Dude, see, that's
you're.
when you should have been wearing Barsha's tight pants, because then you could have just been like, "All right, I'm coming at you, and I'm not going to get snagged."
Maybe we'll coin it
No,
as that, like
I was chilling,
the
just
anti-snag, just booty hugging moto pants. That's what we'll coin it as.
the anti-snag kit.
the
Anti-snag kit.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
something there. The safety scissor.
Oh,
Uh, Jesus.
oh, that's so good.
There's
Oh
something
man.
there. We'll find it. We'll get back to that.
We'll get it
We'll get
eventually.
there.
We'll get it. One thing. Shout out to AJ Cat who just had a baby, little Millie. Shout out to the old man and
Yeah.
obviously his wonderful wife Allie, who's my favorite person in the whole world, and also my emergency
Did you
contact.
get anything for the baby?
Uh, Not yet. It hasn't come in. It was ordered, but it hasn't come in yet, dude. What did you get something? Did you both do anything?
I did. I shipped it away. Yeah.
Oh, god dang it!
I
All right,
got.
well you beat me to it.
I got. I got MJ her first pair of Jordans.
Really?
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
so
dude,
rad.
like crib size. Dude, the breads. It's
Dang.
gonna be sick.
That's sick.
Allie's
Yeah.
probably gonna throw them out. She's gonna be like, "There's no way."
There's not in this house.
Yeah.
That's too
Great.
funny. No, I got him something pretty funny, which I would doubt if they ever let the baby wear it, but we'll see. It's pretty funny. I'll send you guys a picture. So it's probably time for us to wrap up because we gotta do dinner and whatnot. But one thing that I get asked a lot is like, I love the sport. Obviously, we all love the sport. We grew up racing. We watch the videos, the races. We're at the races. It's all of our lives, right? And I get all the time being that around the collective. How do I get my start in the sport? Where do I go? How do I do this? What skills do I need to have? Like, how do I become that lucky? And like, you guys are probably living everyone's dream with some really cool gigs, some really cool jobs. So we'll start with you, Grant. Like, what advice would you give somebody who wants to follow in your footsteps and become a master videographer like yourself, and just do what you're doing?
I'd say the biggest thing is obviously get a camera, get a decent camera. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Spend $1,000 or $1,500, whatever you can afford, and then create a like an Instagram and go to your local races,
Yes.
and start advertising. Do 1 minute edits for people. That's what I started doing, and yeah, start out at $50 for a minute, and then as you get better, go up to 75, and then $100. Like once if your work's good, and once people start to see that, they'll pay $100 or even more for just a 1 minute edit. So start out doing that, build an Instagram, and just build followers that way, and then try and go to as many nationals over Supercross, because Supercross is a lot harder to get a camera into. But go to as many nationals as you can, and just like film clips, like reels and stuff, and just post as much as you can, and then definitely don't be afraid to go around and ask different riders. Like, I mean, I've shot for all sorts of privateers like Jeff Walker, Pulley, Jordan Jarvis, Alex Ray, so many guys. You just walk around the pits and ask if anyone needs clips for their blog or for their social media. A lot of guys will eventually will say yes, especially if you go up and talk to them like a normal person, not like a fan,
Yeah.
and just kind of be professional about it. And the more they see you around at the races, the more they'll start to talk to you, and the better chance you have to get into the industry. And then obviously sign up and do a race with you, with the collective. And yeah, because you know all the privateers, you can get people's foot in the door, which that's what you did for me. So yeah, that's a simple version of how to get started in the industry.
He's also leaving out being masterfully talented, but yeah, that's the easy part, right? Just be
Yeah,
like
no,
a maestro behind the camera, easy stuff. Dude, there's stuff that Grant is still like the clips you sent me from Unadilla, like they're incredible shots. Those are like your throwaways. Like you didn't even try. You're like, yeah, this might work. I don't know, dude. I'm not really using any of these. And it's like the sickest clip I've seen at Unadilla ever. Like sicker than any Stewart clip or whatever. And this dude just like, yeah, these are throwaways, whatever. I'm like, Grant, this is like, I'm drooling right now, dude. So yeah,
no,
you gotta
I
be
appreciate it. Sorry for
you gotta be
sending those to you
talented.
like 3 months late, but at least I got them to you.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good. What about you, Mr. Jackson? You have a really unique story, though, so I don't even know if you count.
Yeah, dude.
You
My
you got to win the
advice.
lottery.
You
That's
gotta win the
My
Jackson's
advice
lottery.
to everybody. Yeah, my advice is fake it till you make it, baby. All right. I still don't know half of what I do. All right. But let me tell you, Google is your friend and YouTube is your friend.
Yep.
All right. I get asked all the time, hey, can you do this? I say, obviously I can do that. This is my job. Why would I not be able to do that? And then I'm learning how to do that on one window and doing it on another. All right. The internet is there to keep you company at night, and also to help you keep up like you look like you know what you're doing in the world of social media and marketing. All right. Use these tools to your advantage. All right. If somebody, don't ask whether I can, ask why shouldn't I? That's really the beginning and the end of it. All right. Will you sleep a lot? No. Will you just get a rush like I'm supposed to get that done yesterday and I still don't even have the program downloaded and I said I was fluent in it? All right. Those are things, you'll cross those hurdles when you get to them. All right. This is the World Wide Web, baby. All right. And you gotta roll with the punches. All right. And you just gotta be constantly agreeing to everything that comes across your plate and figure out when you get there. All right. That's
Yep.
my advice, is just to it's full send,
That is the most
There's a
Jackson
pretty good
answer of all time.
yeah. I got a pretty good story about that. So AJ wanted this like overlay made basically for the videos. That basically just says like go subscribe to our app. Cameraman Cam made the last one, and it took him like forever. He built it from the ground up, and AJ wanted a new one, and I was like, I've never even used Adobe After Effects. Like, I mean, I could look into it, but I don't even have it on my computer. And Jackson's like, I could do it.
Got it.
So I'm like, really? So he like FaceTimes me. He's working on it, and he like maybe a couple hours later, he FaceTimes. He's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. We're like, we were trying to get the background was black, and we wanted to be transparent. And he's just clicking through every like little thing on there trying to get it to work. He's like, I've watched 8 YouTube videos.
I was
and it won't
clicking
work.
through every single node and null inside an After Effects template, just deleting it and see if that did it. And then I just like, oh, undo, that didn't do it, that didn't do it. And then just go next. Dude, I have to make like a transparent pop-up that shows up in the bottom corner, just says subscribe to the Moto Academy, all right?
Yes.
I made it. It all looks great. It works. It's just like a bunch of drag and drop templates. And I look like a genius. Like I sent it to Grant and he's like, I don't know how you figured this out in like 2 days. And I was like, dude, I'm him. And then I literally I send it to AJ, and AJ's like, can you change the font color? And I was like, dude, it's been 3 weeks. I just figured out today where it is in the menus to change the masking so that I can change the font color. It's literally, he's like, where's that thing that you made like 3 weeks ago? And I'm like, really slammed over here, man. I'll get to it.
Just reading every Adobe manual.
Dude.
Yep.
You look it up on YouTube and there's like 14 different videos and they're all like, you want to change font? Easy, do this. And they're all different and none of them were working. And it was just buried in a menu somewhere. Finally today I sent it and then we got it to AJ. He's like, can you change the wording? And I was like, bro, listen, we're at the limit of what we like. I treat it like a wild animal kind of. It's like, I don't want to disturb it too much. It's already let me pet it a little bit. Like, let's take the win and go home. That's how I feel about it.
Gosh. Dude, that is so funny. Oh, Jackson, I love you so much. Oh my
It was
gosh.
great.
Oh, that is good. So yeah, there you go, boys and girls. Make it till you make it. You know what I tell people all the time too is like, we have some people that like come to the internship program and they're like, hey, my girlfriend wants to come, blah blah blah. And halfway through, they're like, dude, like, how do I get into like these access areas or these blah blah blah? I'm like, dude, you got the best ticket in the house. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, you got a pretty chick on your arm. All you got to do is hold a helmet, have some like little brunette with curly hair and like a nice little walk. Dude, you're getting through everything. Everyone thinks you're a pro rider, dude. You're good. And they're like, holy crap, I didn't think about that. The whole day, this dude got all access. Dude, long as that chick was there,
Yeah.
it was solid.
Dude,
You're
bonus points if she's got like a yippy, annoying little dog. I mean, honestly, anywhere. Like
You're
like,
golden. You're golden,
Yep.
dude. I love that.
That should be the challenge next year. That should be the challenge next year. Is just between me and Grant, who can get in the most exclusive backstage area all year. It's just like
sponsored by the collective.
Me for sure.
Winner gets dinner paid for by the collective.
2 years of filming.
Okay, whoever gets a selfie with DeCoster, but like in the bathroom stall or something, like you gotta.
Dude, one year AJ and I we were at Salt Lake and we were just shot from the day of just walking back and forth, and we're walking up the stairs and we're like taking it one at a time and like trying to catch our breath and whatever. DeCoster's doing like 3 stairs at a time, like 80 years old, just like not stopping. We're like, dude, we suck. This dude's an animal.
Dude,
he's trying to get back to the truck to yell at somebody.
Yeah, right.
Straight rhythm. Me and Cam had to go from Huntington Beach up the beach, like up the PCH to like the Paseo, this hotel on Huntington Beach, and that's where all the industry people were staying and all the people that like were not privateers were staying. So we had to go up there to get our media passes. Another thing that I lied and faked our way into getting. Just side note. Also, but we were driving back and DeCoster's walking. It's like 5 miles away. And I was so mad because I yelled at Cam. I was like, pull the car over. Let's just pick him up. And he's like, no, like, what if we get in trouble? And I was like, dude, what's the worst? Like, what are we going to do? If he makes a stink, we'll put him in the trunk. Like, I don't know what you want.
We're just kidnapping this German, dude. It's totally cool.
Dude, it happens every day in California. Like, it wouldn't even be a blip on the radar. I'm not even worried about
it. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's great.
Oh, gosh. Well, guys, this one has been fun. We're going to wrap her up there. I want to thank my 2 amazing guests, Moto Academy's very own Mr. Jackson, a.k.a. Mr. Silky Mitts himself, and, of course, Grant, the man with the camera, Eckhart. I am your host, Dave Drakes. Obviously, you love me. We're going to be back for another one. We'll do these pretty regularly. I'm going to see if I can grab Jackson to do these all the time. Shout out to our amazing sponsors, FXR Moto, Flow Vision Goggles, EVS, Speed and Sport Adventures, Evans Power Coolant Moto Tape, and the rest. If you guys want to click in and grab some of our promo codes, you'll see them listed below. We thank all of our amazing sponsors, supporters, and don't forget that 2024 program should be out by the time that this video is out. Sign up, get behind the scenes, kickstart your career. We've got an internship program, fan experience program, and we can cater them specifically to what you want to do and how you want to get your start in the industry, like these two guys right here. Hopefully we can get this thing cut up, and maybe we're going to try to do this thing as a podcast too. We'll see if I can do the split deal. So we'll see what happens. But we thank you guys for listening. Thanks to my mom, who's like the last listener right now. Hey, Mom. And we will
People have made it this far. Dave's mom. If you've made it this far, check out the Moto Academy app. Get in there. It is a training app. It is training focused to be better on a dirt bike. But I mean, almost 90% of it now is just the community that we built in there. The community tab is always popping off. Fantastic, safe space to just be a part of like some upbuilding moto talk. And if you've made it this far, I mean, Moto Free, use the code Moto Free when you sign up for a free month just to check it out.
Moto free month for the Moto Academy. I will say, and I know I sound biased, but it's crazy fun. The community that they built is second to none. It's super fun. I'm getting DMs all the time from people that just want to talk moto, which for me, that's my second language. Love it. It's super fun. There's like always this cool inside jokes being thrown around, and be part of that action, guys. Sign up for the Moto Academy, Moto Free, with that promo code, and have some fun with us. I'm looking forward to this season. We got another one of these coming out next week, and we'll cut her off there. We'll see you guys in the next one. Easy. Look at that. Easy.
Oh, the balloons.